I'm going to take this down. I've had enough of that already. Yep. The TV's coming back down. It's back in the storage. Good morning. Good morning. In a way, I thought about not doing this live stream, but it's all good. Trying to understand Project Bluebeam a little bit better. Got a couple of videos to share and just felt like doing it, getting it out of my head, get it done and over with. We'll see. Maybe it won't last long, so appreciate y'all being here and hitting that thumbs up. Did anybody get a notification? Let me know, y'all. A minute and 40 seconds, and nobody's in here yet. It's all good. Let me see. YouTube don't like me. How's the sound, y'all? Let me turn this on. Hello, Shepherd and Bellas. You don't understand Bluebeam. It's actually a red beam is the thing. For real, Project Bluebeam. Trying to understand it. I didn't say I completely understand anything, but I go around, I try to understand a little bit of this and that. Watchman, how you doing? You're joking? Well, I don't, come to find out, I don't understand everything for sure, because even about Tesla, technology, and Tesla himself. But I won't go through the details anyway, so I just go by what I find and how I can understand it, maybe explain a little bit about it. And I know it exists. Whether if I know each and every detail about something, I don't. I'll be the first to admit it. There's a lot of wrongs and rights trying to go down these rabbit holes and just exploring and finding. And went to bed with the fears of Iran war on the YouTube again. For real. I don't even think about all this international stuff that's going on in the news and all that. To talk about the narrative, how do I even know what's really going on? The media is filled with so much propaganda. There's so many actors out there. I don't even know the Watchmen. I don't worry about the fears of Iran and Israel, and that's just what they tell us. We're going by what they tell us, and just like the stuff that I find, I go by what I see and go by what they tell us and what whistleblowers and people tell us. How do you really know what is propaganda and what's really not propaganda? Hello, Curious Georgia. Daryl Calhoun, you in the house? Thank you. Appreciate it, y'all. I'm just going to go through with the way I won't say the way I see things, but the way it's out there. So I'm just going to go ahead on with just 7 people in the chat. That's fine. Hello, Joey Calhoun. I don't need the biggest crowd in the world, but I'm going to share a little bit of this and that. And you go ahead and understand it the way you want to understand it, because I definitely am no theologian. I'm just a person here on YouTube, and I share what I see. It took a minute to get this started. I'm going to take that TV down, coming down soon, y'all, behind me. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about something else here in a minute, but let me get this started right here.
Do we talk about the Northern Lights? This was my house last night. I live in North Little Rock, Arkansas, way too far south to ever see anything like this. Was I amazed and excited? Yeah. I immediately said, well, seeing the Northern Lights was on my bucket list. I guess I could cross it out, even though it didn't happen quite the way I wanted. But now I don't know if it counts. Stay with me here. It's about to get weird. The lights are visible so far south because of the extreme G5 geomagnetic storm, right? We all know. But then I accidentally stumbled on something else, and now I'm confused and alarmed. Because what is that? HAARP testing? May 8th through 10th, 2024. And then I'm like, okay, maybe that's not real. But the notice they sent out to the amateur radio communities looks pretty real. Then I'm like, hold up. I know it's the Auroral Research Program, but can they really make fake Northern Lights? And the answer to that is yes. Not only yes, but they've already done it a couple of times. Like the last time they did one of these research campaigns in November 2023. Are these fake Northern Lights? Is the government playing on my feelings right now? It's really weird to me too that this started May 8th. And then on May 10th, they're like, oh, wow, look at this giant, extreme, really strange solar flare that's going to show the Northern Lights all over the place in places they're not supposed to be seen. Did they do something they weren't supposed to do? Or am I just tripping? Please tell me what y'all think. If all this is fake Northern Lights, I have to mark it back onto my bucket list. I'm going to be very sad and mad and feel very bitchy. What y'all think about this?
Hope y'all could hear that pretty good. Yeah, I know this video was from last year. That video was. But yeah, that's when they was claiming we was having the Northern Lights all the way down in the U.S. And I talked a little bit about it yesterday. And but anyway, good to see y'all. We only got 3 back in the chat. How good that is. The Watchman. The big deal is they're letting the artificial intelligence war machines out. Yeah, I would believe that a lot quicker because it comes to this narrative in the news and all this stuff, y'all. They just write stuff up that Israel threatens Iran and all this. I mean, how do you really know all this, what they're telling us is happening when it comes to the propaganda in the media? Just like the telethon back in 2020 with all these numbers, that cases after cases, and you better run and get some kind of foreign substance in your body, whatever. I mean, I don't go with the narrative. I don't read. I don't even completely understand if it is propaganda or not. So when it comes like Israel being attacked, everybody believed it in the beginning, but is it propaganda that they were attacked? I mean, was this a front, a red flag, or whatever they created? Just me asking questions, you know? So I don't run with it. I kind of want to look deeper into it, think about it, pray about it, and all these things, y'all, because we have to be able to to perceive truth from non-truth. Comes to find out even like about Tesla technology and who Tesla was. I mean, I don't know exactly who he was, but according to the history books, he created this technology with the ether of the earth. And that even goes deeper. I've run videos and talked about it, never even really explaining, like in the old buildings with Mercury and these globe or balls or whatever that would be spinning and running, you know, the ether and the power through these buildings, y'all. So a lot of things I end up missing. I don't understand everything to begin with, always myself. So I'm going to run with Understanding Project Bluebeam today, this morning. Good morning, everyone. Mystery Guy, good morning. Let me see if I can share my screens and all that. Yeah, we're at least down to 1 in the chat. So thank y'all for coming in. And is something going on that I don't know about? Is hello Jim's camera at dawn? I don't know if you can see these grid patterns or in the atmosphere, in the top layer atmosphere. Yeah, you can see these grid patterns. Hello to Bud Files. 4 in the chat. John P., how you doing? I just want to keep it running here a little bit. So, yeah, see these grid patterns, like where the satellites are. See, I don't even understand all of this. I do know, and I'm recognizable of these grid patterns. Project Bluebeam. All right, let's say where all these satellites are at. All right, you see the grid patterns. Ley lines, different things. I don't know, y'all. I don't completely understand it all either. But these grid patterns, say in the upper atmosphere, maybe even in space, if there is even a space. But let me go to the next screen because I presented the grid patterns here. I'm not fully aware of how these work myself, okay? Patterns, yeah, PID patterns. I've thought about even just not even going live anymore, y'all. Just put up some videos, and because it becomes disappointing quite a bit. All right, let me see if I can share this screen. For some reason, StreamYard and YouTube don't cooperate very good. PID patterns. I have noticed the grid patterns. All right, here we go to the next screen anyway. Elon Musk. Let's say the Starlink. Let's play this right here. All right, see this Starlink? And I just showed you the grid patterns. These Starlink are put in the grid patterns. To my understanding. All right, that's pretty much it on that. Let me go step by step. Having a bunch of tabs open and makes a little confusion, but yeah, it's slow. People in the clicks on the YouTube can suck. The earth is flat. Well, that's what a lot of people say, and that's what the earth is immovable. I'm just going by the narrative. How about that? Maybe that'll get me a lot of clicks and views if I just go by the narrative. Let's play a video or two. Because if I talk, it's like, Super Dave, you don't even know what you're talking about. I hope this is the short video. No. I have to admit, a lot of things are beyond, some understanding and all this. Like, how do they even do this? But anyway, yeah, maybe if I just talk about the narrative that Israel and Iran and the president, it's all a big show anyway. I mean, people like a good show. And I just go, and not even talk about the stuff that's really hard to understand. Be like, well, we just fall right into, why don't we just run out and vote or something, But anyway, according to the Elon Musk and the satellites and the grid pattern and the chemtrails to be used as a screen, is to my understanding, you already can see the difference in the sky and all that. Even at night, if you're it's like the shadow, you can't cast a shadow into the sky anymore if you have chemtrails at night. I mean, just saying, y'all. Let's see if I can get this to play.
Big space show in the sky. He discovered that NASA to project 3D holographic images into the sky. I say into because the system uses a combination of satellites and ground-based systems to manipulate the ionosphere. You don't need a screen. Images can be projected onto the particles in the atmosphere. The projections will appear so lifelike that people will believe they are witnessing a miracle. The dominant god of each region will appear in the sky. Imagine looking up and seeing Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, all speaking to their followers in their own language. Their God will tell them their beliefs are all wrong, then will slowly morph into a new God. This is the first appearance of the new Messiah, God of the New World Order.
The projections of Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Krishna will merge into one, and explanations of mysteries and revelations will be disclosed. This one God will, in fact, be the Antichrist, who will explain that the various scriptures have been misunderstood and misinterpreted, and that the religions of old are responsible for turning brother against brother and nation against nation. Therefore, old religions must be abolished to make way for the new age, new world religion. representing the one God Antichrist they see before them.
Debunking old religions will be enough to convert some people to this new one. Giant deities appearing and then converging into one Antichrist will convert a lot more. But these technologies won't work on everybody. Non-religious people will be terrified for sure, but they won't suddenly believe in a God based on a hologram, no matter how real it looks. The Shadow Masters know that. The Shadow Masters know that to create a one-world government and single religion, they need 100% of the population to believe. But you can't force a religious belief on somebody. They need to make the decision themselves, or at least be convinced they made it. The elites know this. That brings us to step 3. If you're not convinced by what you see, they'll use technology to broadcast the message directly into your brain. You may not realize it, but this technology is being used on you right now. When the new God appears in step 2, you'll hear him speaking whether you believe in him or not. And you won't be able to escape his voice because you're not hearing it through your ears.
How many times have we heard Elon Musk say with the new AI that there'll be a new God? Anybody in the chat agree or disagree? Yeah, a new God, the new AI God. Is that what he's talking about? Are they preparing for Project Bluebeam? Some people doubt it. Some people believe they are. A fake alien invasion, a new world order. Yeah, I'm going to keep running videos here in the next few minutes because it seems to explain how they're going to bring this in, and people will beg.
His voice is coming from your mind. The third step of Project Bluebeam is mind control. They'll use
mind control. I'm going to shut up after this. Mind control. Even in Tesla technology, we learned that the Russians used this technology to run through people's power to, get in their brains like voices. And let me just keep going, y'all.
Electromagnetic waves to interfere with brain function. They can shape perceptions, create emotions, and influence beliefs.
The third step in the Bluebeam project uses electronically augmented two-way communication, where ELF, VLF, and LF waves will reach each person from within his or her own mind, convincing each of them that their own God is speaking to them from the very depths of their own soul. Such rays from satellites are fed from the memories of computers that have stored massive data about every human on Earth and their languages. The rays will then interlace with their natural thinking to form what we call diffuse artificial thought. That kind of technology goes into the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s research where the human brain has been compared to a computer. Information is fed in, processed, integrated, and then a response is formulated and acted upon.
We know for control. We know they used sound waves in the Vietnam War to make the enemy anxious without knowing why. The CIA used these and all kinds of other methods to scramble people's brains and program them to be sleeper agents.
Link down in the breadbasket, Chief.
The government uses EM waves for all kinds of dark purposes. They've patented a device that can trigger emotions in a target from a half-mile away. But what's really scary about the patent is that it claims it can piggyback its signal onto any frequency. That would mean we can never escape it. Everything that uses electricity has an electromagnetic field. Think you're safe living off the grid? Nope. Radio signals can bounce off the ionosphere and reach anywhere in the world. The fourth and final stage of Project Bluebeam is the most sinister. Serge Manasse predicts a universal supernatural manifestation with electronic means. In other words, an alien invasion. The elites will promise to unite and defend the world against our common enemy. But to do that, they'll need emergency power. But it's only temporary. So we won't resist authority. We'll beg for it.
Yeah, we'll beg for authority because fake alien invasion that may be even coming. I'm not saying it is. They're preparing for something. I just feel like they think it's getting to be time. You know, I'm not contradicting myself. Thank y'all for still being here. There's a few that are. So, yeah, 25 minutes in. I got 10 more minutes to run one more video. People don't want to hear it anymore, but this is what I do, and I feel like just what I got to do. Come on and shout everybody out. Hello, copycat. Thank goodness I'm old. I don't think I'll be here for this. Yeah. I guess if I talk about, Iran and all that's, according to the narrative, yeah. Like, I want to talk about real stuff. I'm not into the narrative. I'm not going to sit here and give my opinion about Israel. And if Israel is killing people of another country, that is so wrong. Whose side? I mean, I don't take a side. They want you to take a side. They're like, well, you, even a few years ago, you got to take a side now, The side I'm on is the good Lord's side. And if they want to bring in their Antichrist using all this and just whatever, I mean, and put people in fear, bring in the completion of the New World Order, depopulate the earth and whatever, all these things. I'm into that because the good Lord is going to protect me anyway. So that's what I'm into, y'all. I'm not into the narrative of the news. The news aren't going to tell you about Project Bluebeam and secret things going on that the government may want to do on us. They're not even Johns Hopkins University, what you find online when it comes to the Marburg or even a new Pokey Dokey or whatever. The news is not going to announce that until they start their telethon of numbers. Saying there's cases over here and these type things. So I'm not into that.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The infamous NASA-created Bluebeam project will be vital to implementing the New Age religion, with the Antichrist at its head. We must remember that the New Age religion is foundational for the New World government. Without such religion, the dictatorship of the New World Order is completely impossible. The establishment of this religion begins with the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge. It deals with the triggering of artificially created earthquakes at precise locations on the planet where supposedly new discoveries will finally explain to all people the error of every fundamental religious doctrine on Earth. Psychological preparations have been planted through various films such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Trek series, and Star Wars, all of which deal with invasions from so-called space and the coming together of all nations to repel, or in this case welcome, the invaders, these fallen angels cast out of heaven with their leader Lucifer. This casting out, foretold in Revelation 12, will coincide with a highly orchestrated space show, with three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds, laser projection of multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each receiving a different image according to their own predominating national religious faith. The quote, voice of God will be speaking in all languages, projecting the faces of Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, etc., merging all into one, followed by, quote, correct explanations of the mysteries and revelations of each religion. This one God will, in fact, be the Antichrist, who will explain that the various scriptures have been misunderstood and misinterpreted, and that the religions of old are responsible for turning brother against brother and nation against nation. Therefore, all religions must be abolished to make way for the new age, new world religion, representing the one God before them, the Antichrist. Naturally, this staged falsification in the heavens will result in dissolved social and religious disorder on a massive scale, each nation blaming the other for the perceived muddying of doctrines and deceptions throughout the centuries, setting loose millions of programmed religious fanatics through demonic possession on a scale never witnessed before. These highly sophisticated images will be projected from satellites, both ground and, quote, space-based, onto the sodium layer approximately 60 miles above the Earth's surface. This atmosphere, in tandem with oxidized metallic substances that have been perpetually sprayed across the sky, will assist in these projections. We see tests every once in a while, commonly known as UFOs and flying saucers. The result of these deliberately staged events will be to show the world the new Christ, the false Messiah, Maitreya, Nimrod, Baal, Baphomet, among countless other mystery Babylonian names throughout history. This deception will trigger the immediate implementation of the New World religion, the same religion practiced in secret for centuries since the fall of man. The overwhelming bastardization of truth will be foisted upon an unsuspecting world to hook them into the lie. Even the most skeptic, learned, and inquisitive mind will be deceived, because the Lord will send a strong delusion on those who hate truth and love unrighteousness. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 2 through 12. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was with you I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. The Blue Beam Project will act as the universal fulfillment of the prophecies of old, as major an event as that which occurred 2,000 years ago. In principle, it will make use of the skies as a movie screen, as space-based, laser-generating satellites project simultaneous images to the four corners of the earth in every language and dialect according to the region. It deals with the religious aspect of the New World Order and its deception and seduction on a massive scale. Computers will coordinate the satellites, and software already in place will run the sky show. The advancement in techniques of the Blue Beam Project has incorporated telepathic and electronically augmented two-way communication, where extremely low frequency, very low frequency, and low frequency waves will reach each person, perceivably, from within his or her mind, convincing each of them that, quote, God is speaking to them from the very depths of their soul. The masses will adopt a newfound false identity in the false Christ, false Messiah, Lucifer. Any that go against his image will be regarded as a threat and a direct enemy to the beast system and its, quote, Godhead. The New World Order and New World Religion will be set in tandem with the coming, quote, great replacement of the current system. The old ways of thinking and behavior in religion will be considered irrelevant and incorrect. They will forcibly coerce those who refuse to give up their identity in Christ at one of the many eradication camps of the United Nations, ensuring this, quote, blasphemous and antisocial behavior will be disposed of quickly. The genetically modified and religiously adherent masses will be able to fulfill the needs and agendas of the New World Order, persecuting Christians during the Great Tribulation without regard for the truth, which is in Christ Jesus alone. If you do not believe this kind of technology is possible, or that it is science fiction, you place yourself in great jeopardy, because the moment those legions of angels and Satan fall from the heavens, the new Messiah will be presented to the world. Without spiritual discernment granted by the Holy Spirit, you will not be prepared for the deception of such mystical technology. You don't believe it can happen, and you won't take time to prepare your spirit against delusion, because you have already deceived yourself of the truth that is in Christ. And war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, but they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them in heaven any longer. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Then I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ have come. For the accuser of our brethren, who accused them before our God day and night, has been cast down. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows he has a short time. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like the corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Behold, the hour cometh, yea, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
I just wanted to share that little bit of information. Understanding Project Bluebeam. I know Vandenberg, the grid pattern, the satellites, Elon Musk, all this crap, AI. It's intertwined. Project Bluebeam will be worldwide, or however you want to put it, scattered across a flat earth, whatever. Point is, it's a great deception. and they're going to use it, according to what I'm seeing, for their new world order, and tell us that our old God is the old way, that now we have to go the new way and follow the new world order forward. Let me tell you, if you're not strong in your faith, you're not going to overcome this. Even the very elect will be deceived. That's it, y'all. I know the crowd was small. I could sit here and stay on camera and probably acted fool and had 25 people in my chat, because that's the way it works. People don't like to see a lot of and watch videos and hear the truth as what's been presented to us. Even like the narrative, I don't go with. So you're not going to hear it on the news or whatever, and this has been talked about for years. I'm getting frustrated. Y'all just don't know. Because people don't care. I care, y'all. Y'all have a good day.